After the birth of my first, I went to have sex and it was painful. And I was like, what? What is happening? Like, imagine if that happened to you and like, oh, so you're just like never going to have like good sex again because you became a mom. So it's like, I think a lot of women need to push to go to pelvic floor physical therapy. So when I gave birth to my first, I just felt like the whole left side of my pelvic floor like could never let go. Right? Like I got an epidural. I got a lot of epidurals. It did nothing at all. Right? And so I just learned a lot through pregnancy, but then also through birth, that like the baby needs to descend into the pelvis and turn. And if you don't have access to internal rotation, so when you're pregnant, your pelvis goes like this into a more externally rotated position, right? In order to get a baby out, it has to go into internal rotation. Like this is a little dramatic, the movement that I'm doing, but it needs to be able to move. And I feel like I didn't know that. No one told me that.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm stuck forward on the left, which a lot of women are, there's a lot of compression that's happening in the pelvic floor on the left-hand side, right? So a lot of women will, you know, just feel left-sided lower back pain, or like they'll go to pelvic floor PT and it'll just be like the obturator, which is a pelvic floor muscle, will be super tight, like locked down, right? And so you'll feel relief. Like I'll tell you, chronic constipation is like another thing. Like you'll go to the pelvic floor PT, you'll be able to go to the bathroom, like sex won't be as painful, but it just keeps going back to that over and over again. And so what
sort of like chiropractors often, where they fix it in the moment, but then
so they see what the actual issue is, but they're not like getting to the actual real solution. So it's like a combination of like relearning how to breathe, because like if you've been so forward on the left for such a long time, well then your rib cage probably flared too. So then your diaphragm isn't doming down and up the way that it should when you're breathing, right? So it's complicated, right? And it could be like I had a ton of ankle sprains from playing soccer, like on my left side. And my whole like fucking left leg was like this, like in a lot of external rotation. I call it like the peg leg, right? But that was all the way up. So it was like compression at my pelvis and then a lot of external rotation all the way down to the ground. So it's like I couldn't produce power. It was all of these things.
Yeah.
Right?
What did you do? How did you fix these issues?
Right. So it starts after birth with the learning what was actually happening and then retraining my breath. Right? I feel like in the time that I gave birth with my first and my second, I lost my sister. That's like a traumatic event. Like I just wasn't breathing. So I was like super shallow breathing. And I just like went back to the things that I was doing before. And instead of my rib cage actually like expanding and like my lungs filling with air, it was like all my stomach, right? And you see like a lot of women have a diastasis. And if I look back, I can see that my upper back was super flat. Like, and it looked like I was like 6 months pregnant and I wasn't, but it was like my ass was too tight. My erectors were lit up. Like I just had so much compression on my body from all the years of strength training, all the swings, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And so I wasn't just going to bounce back. I literally like looked like a skeleton with like my stomach sticking out. And I was like, what is happening? Like I couldn't even bend over. My back was like flat as like a rod.
Yeah.
So I had to like bring back more flexion, more posterior expansion.
You know, it's fun. I'm sorry to interrupt, but like I vividly remember posturally like seeing that, and now looking at you, it is a very different in terms of how you present.
Right. And I don't know. And I can just see it now with women, and it's the women who have the background of like 20 years of lifting that it's the issue. It's not the people who like were never really active. They probably do bounce back a little bit more.
Interesting.
Right? Yep. Or I don't know, like some people are more asymmetrical than other people. And so like those women, I feel like they don't have a place to go to strength train because like I'm not going to name any names, but like it's just like it doesn't make a lot of sense for what these people need. And like I don't know, if you're going into a lot of external rotation with like a band over and over again with a barbell on your pelvis, you're smashing your pelvis into this position. No wonder why your back hurts. Like it's like it would be really easy to just teach you how to actually extend your hip and get a sense of your glutes and connect to your feet. And it's weird to like strip away the weights because I feel like a lot of women like that's where their power is. Like I lift this much, but like if you actually feel the right muscles when you're using your body weight and breathing in a position and you're shaking, why can't you just let that be what it is and then build yourself back up, because it'll happen.